What up, Doe? And welcome back to Common Sense. First and foremost, before we go any further, I gotta give it up to my Detroit Pistons. Yes, we advanced to the second round. So to the Orlando Magics, so sorry, but not sorry. And Cleveland, we on y'all heads next. I told you we going all the way. Shout out to my Detroit Pistons, the bad boys in the building, but I digress. Today, we're going to take it to a little more upscale, classy level since my Detroit Pistons are such gentlemen. And we're going to talk about a elegant fragrance, so to say. So we're going to talk about Rayhaan Nocturno Elixir. Yeah, stay tuned. What's up, ladies and gents, and welcome to Common Sense. I'm your man, Kalm, local playboy, Mr. Smell Good, all that good stuff. You know how I do. And as I always like to start off, I appreciate you watching the videos. I hope you continue to watch, like, subscribe, share with your friends, tell them to share with their friends, share with your girlfriend, tell her to share with her girlfriends, and if they look good, as I always like to say, send them my way. But I digress. Before we go any further, once again, shout out to my Detroit Pistons. Advancing to the second round. We in the building. I told you we going all the way, but I digress. Today, I want to keep it a little bit, on an upscale level. And we're going to take it to a little classy place for all my gentlemen out there. And we're going to talk about, so to say, an elegant fragrance. Something such as Rayhaan Nocturno Elixir. And why is this an elegant fragrance? Well, let's discuss it. That's the box right there. Typical Rayhaan box. They do nothing special. Just gave us a little plain old box. So, that's how Rayhaan do us. So it's all good. But let's talk about the bottle. Here's the bottle right here. Rayhaan Nocturno Elixir. That's the back of it. That's the front. And that's Rayhaan like to do. Magnetic cap. Nice magnetic cap. You can also hold, because it's a strong magnetic cap. But as I always like to stress, don't go picking your fragrances up by the cap all willy-nilly. Use your common sense. But I digress. Nice touch with the magnetic cap, Rayhaan. So shout out to you for that. And another reason why it's a nice touch, because this right here, Nocturnal Elixir, is an inspiration of Bleu de Chanel Les Exclusifs. As you can see, kind of the same type of bottle, so that's a plus. Magnetic cap, just like the Bleu de Chanel Les Exclusifs, it has a magnetic cap also. You know what I'm saying? So that's a plus already with the aesthetics and the way it looks. Now, what kind of atomizer is this? Well, you know how Rayhaan do. They give us a nice atomizer, as always. Nice. And what do you get when you spray this? Well, you get some grapefruit, bergamot, woods, some incense, some amber. Yeah, this smells real good. This is their inspiration, as I said, of Bleu de Chanel Les Exclusifs. You know what I'm saying? So, smells so good already. Got the room lit up. You know how we do. Rayhaan come through with the strong sprays. Like, this is a nice fragrance right here. If you like that Les Exclusifs by Bleu de Chanel, you might want to get this in your collection right there. This is like a cheaper version of it, a more affordable version of it, because as we all know, that Les Exclusifs is hitting for about like $275 last time I checked. This right here hit me for about like $49. So I would say this is a win right here. How close is it to the Les Exclusifs? I would say about 90% at least. Actually, it smells a little more pleasant. Because that Bleu de Chanel, the L'Exclusif, it's kind of like more of a, it's it's like real rough. You get the incense and it's real dark and rough. This has the same type of smell, but the incense is not as strong, it's not as rough, it's not as dark, but it do smell like the L'Exclusive. It does. I would say about 90%, and 95% will be pushing it, but I would say 90, somewhere between 90 and 95. This is a real nice fragrance. You might want to get this in your collection. I'm telling you. Like if you like that DNA, you'll definitely like this. This is actually, like I said, a little bit more mass pleasing, mass appealing rather. So what do you get with this? You get like projection of 2 hours. Trust me, projection lasts 2 hours. The longevity, man, this is like an 8 to 10 hour fragrance. 8 to 10 hour fragrance. I've worn it a few times, and every time I've worn it, it lasts 8 to 10 hours. That's no doubt. Check it out for yourself if you don't believe me. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to take my word. You can always check it out for yourself. And if I'm lying, I'm flying. You can put it down in the comments. But I already know, you're going to see. You know how Rayhaan do. They always come through. And they did a good job with this one right here. So I ain't really got too much to say about this, but this Nocturnal Elixir by Rayhaan, yeah, this is a real good alternative to that Bleu de Chanel L'Exclusive. So you might want to get this in your collection. Like I said, mass appealing. I'm not going to say it's like a unisex fragrance. This is more for my men out here. So my men out here, this is something you want to rock right here. So like I said, if you don't want to spend that over 200 bucks, 275, close to 3 when tax hit it on that L'Exclusive, then you might want to copy your hands on this right here. Now I know there's a couple of other inspirations out there, like the Seasons Drift, which I heard is not a good inspiration of it. It's more of an inspiration of just Bleu de Chanel. And then they have the Iconic, or the Icon by Cot Lodge. I think it's called Icon by Cot Lodge. Now that one, I've seen a lot of reviews on that, and I heard that's a real good one, and people seem to like the way they smell. But myself personally, I gotta just be me. I couldn't go with that one. I wanted the aesthetics also to match. So this kind of looked like the bottle of the L'Exclusive. The bottle's kind of the same. Get the magnetic cap. You know what I'm saying? The fragrance is phenomenal. So I'm satisfied with this one. I'm not going to be going out buying any more inspirations of that L'Exclusive. This right here do the job. So use your common sense. Pick one and stick to it. Don't go out there and buying a bunch of different, inspirations of it. This right here is good enough for me. Now, like I said, some people say the Cot Lodge Icon is the one, that deal. Hey, I choose to go with this one. You make your own choice up. Use your common sense. But I digress. Once again, Rayhaan Nocturno Elixir. Yeah, get this in your collection, no doubt. Well, that's another fragrance down the tube. And as I always like to do, I appreciate y'all watching. I hope y'all continue to watch, like, subscribe, comment, hit the bell notification so you can be notified every time I drop a new video. You know what I'm saying? You know how we do. And it's all love. So before I go, I always got to let you know. Before you go buying fragrances all willy-nilly, use your common sense. Until the next video, peace.